Verse of the day, number 6, is 1 John 1:9, speaking of believers, which says, "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness." Now, when you see this, you might think, wait a second, if I'm already saved, why does it say if you confess, he's faithful and just to forgive? Well, there's an important distinction that we have to make. Parental forgiveness versus judicial forgiveness. Judicial forgiveness is dealing with sin's penalty and taking care of it once for all. Parental forgiveness is more personal, ongoing forgiveness that's similar to a loving parent that forgives their child for repeated mistakes. Right? As an example or two, for judicial forgiveness, imagine that you're in a courtroom and you're standing before a judge, you're guilty of a crime that you couldn't possibly pay for. Jesus then steps in and puts all that upon himself, the judge absolves you of the crime, and that's it. For parental forgiveness, think of parent-child relationships. There's things that the child might do that might strain the relationship, like disobedience, doing things behind the parent's back. But then when the child acknowledges the things that he or she did wrong to the parent, that restores the relationship. With God, even as believers, we might sometimes fall into sin because we're human, because we're imperfect. We might make mistakes and slip. But when we acknowledge our sin and the mistakes that we make and we confess them to God, that restores our fellowship with him. But a son will always be a son of the Father. A believer will always be a son of God. And that is really the reminder that the verse is showing us, that if we confess our sins, he's faithful to forgive and to cleanse us, which will restore our fellowship with him.